Hi everyone, today we are going to see how to launch an EC2 instance. So, first of all, log into your AWS console, then go to services, under compute you will find EC2. Click there. To get our EC2 running, we need two things to set up first. First of all, we need a key pair that you can find in this section in the left hand side. Under network and security, you'll have key pairs. So go to key pairs and we'll create a key pair. Create key pair. Name your key pair like demo. So here I have my demo key pair. Now it'll ask you file format. If you're using Linux, you can have a PEM, or if you're using Windows, you may need PPK as you will be using PuTTY to log into your console. Basically, what we'll do with this key pair is that we need to log into our terminal via SSH, our EC2 instance via SSH. So to go there, we need this key pair to authenticate that we are actually the owner of that instance. So once we have our key pair created, we need security groups. So under network and security, we'll go to security groups. Think of security groups like firewall to your EC2 instance. So we'll go to security group. Name of the security group will be demo, and we'll copy the same to its description. We'll have security group in our default VPC, what it is, and that's all is topic for another video. Just remember that default VPC is what we're using right now. So a security group that you're creating, by default it has no inbound rules and it allows all traffic to go out of the instance. So we need to allow SSH into our instance. So we'll add a rule for SSH custom. We'll take it anywhere. Although it's not a best practice, you should use my IP to specify the very particular IP address. But for the sake of this video, I'll use anywhere, and we'll create the security group. Now that we have created a key pair and security group, we'll go to instances, under instances, and launch instance. Now while you're launching, you need to keep in mind a few things like what's the usage of your RAM, your CPU, or various configurations, because this is where you will specify those configurations. First of all, we need an AMI. Think of it like a template. So here you have a basic Linux AMI, Red Hat, SUSE, Ubuntu. Also, let me show you a Windows Server. Then have a look at this deep learning AMI. So this comes with TensorFlow, Python, Neuron, and others, NVIDIA, Intel. Here deep learning in Ubuntu 16.2, that was 18.04. This is for CentOS, I guess. So basically, you can configure any tools with a template and create a new template. These are the templates that AWS provides you. You can make your own templates too. Like here, if you go, you'll see your AMIs. I don't have any AMIs right now. You can also buy AMIs from marketplace. For example, CentOS and others that you want, you can buy from this place. Like there are many customized and configured AMIs ready to use. Then you have community AMIs. These are generally free, like this one, your RHEL. Now we'll go to quick start and we'll be using this one, Linux 2 AMI. Select. So if you're following along and don't want any cost, you can use t2.mypip. It's free tier eligible, so we'll use it and go to instance details. Now for example, you want 10 instances of the same configuration. Simply you need to enter 10 over here, and since I need only one instance, I'll go with one. This is the default VPC that we're using, and there's no preference for subnet. Any subnet can be used. By default, we're using a public IP. So public IP is required if you want to connect your instance to the internet or via internet, and it's enabled by default if you're using the default VPC. If you're using your own VPC, you need to enable it explicitly. Now we'll come to placement groups. Placement groups can be considered sort of like how you want your instances to be placed. Do you want them placed on the same rack or separate racks, or how you want them to be placed? We don't need a placement group, so we'll leave it like that. The capacity reservation, we'll leave it open. We don't have any IAM role that we need to assign to it. IAM roles are like security permissions that you give this instance. And the shutdown behavior will be set to stop. So if we shut down our instance, it will simply stop. You can make it to terminate also, that if you shut down, your instance is deleted. Then we'll have termination protection, monitoring. Currently, I've not enabled any CloudWatch monitoring or detailed monitoring. Then tenancy. So tenancy is basically like you can use a shared hardware instance, like on the same hardware, there'll be multiple instances running of different users. You'll have a dedicated instance, dedicated host. These are again topics for later on. Then we'll have elastic interface, T2, T3 unlimited. It's if you want burstable CPU performance, you would like to enable it. Then file system, like what's the file system that you want to use. Currently, I don't think we are allowed to use it. So, and now coming to this part, for instance, you want some bootstrap script, like you want to install let's say Apache. So you'll write yum install httpd. It will simply install Apache for you, but currently I don't need it, so I'll leave it as it is. We'll go to storage. Now this is where you'll add your bootable drive. So I have a root drive of 8 GB. You can change the size. Then I'm using general purpose. You can use PIOPS or magnetic, but keep in mind that if you use magnetic, you cannot change the volume type later on. However, you can do it with other volume types. Now this is the IOPS. It's basically dependent on my the size. It goes to about 16,000 IOPS for general purpose. So if I change the size to, for instance, 5,000 GB, okay, like this, then you see I have 15,000 IOPS, 3 IOPS per GB. It will go maximum to 16,000 IOPS. Then I'll need to use provisioned IOPS. So we'll select back to general purpose, volume type, and our 8 GB. And this is delete on termination for if you delete our instance in between, like you delete it. So do you want the root volume to be deleted along with it? By default, it is set that the root volume will be deleted. You can obviously uncheck that. I'll go with delete on termination, and then you can decide if your volume is encrypted or not. Currently, it's not encrypted by default, but you can use it. And then this is the key. You can create your own key to encrypt the volume. Now we'll go on to add tags. Tags are basically sort of identifiers for your resources, and it's the best practice to use tags. So we'll have a tag name with, for instance, demo. Now mind this thing, that this is the name with capital N and this is the name with small n, and I'll show you just in a minute what I meant by that. So we'll take it as demo1, the tag with small n. Now we'll go to configure security group. We already have a security group, so select an existing security group. This is our security group demo. We'll select it, check the rules. We have allowed all traffic, port 22, review and launch. Now it's showing us volume that it's open to the world, but we did it on purpose. So this is it, and launch. Now it's asking me to choose a key pair to log into my instance, and we created this key pair demo. So I'll acknowledge that I have this key pair and launch the instance. Now the instance is launched. Let's go and launch the instance. So the thing that I was saying about tags, if you see clearly, the name column over here, it shows the tag name with a capital N and not the small n. Do keep this in mind, tags are case sensitive. It will take some time to initialize and for the system checks, status checks to be done. Till then, we'll just get a key pair configured and ready. So we'll fire up our terminal, and just a minute. Yeah, we'll fire up our terminal, and you can see it's running now. So we'll go back to our terminal. We'll go to desktop. It's where our key file is. If you see demo.pem. Now, first of all, we need to change the permissions, it's a security necessity. You can't use SSH till then, so we'll simply chmod it to 400, and now we'll connect to our instance. So simply select the instance, click on connect, copy paste it, copy, paste, and we're all set to go. Enter yes, and here it is. So it's taking a bit time. Yeah, so here we are. We successfully logged into it. Yeah, let's run sudo yum update, and yeah, it's working fine. So that's all for this video. I hope you liked it and learned something. Thank you.